Before I start, I want to ask you to subscribe to my channel if you love raw, real-life stories about love, betrayal, and heartbreak. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments at the end. I'd really like to hear your perspective on this one. It all began at a party I'll never forget. The music was loud, the lights dim, and the chatter filled the room like static. I was standing near the corner nursing my drink when I saw him, my best friend, the man I trusted most, lean a little too close to my wife. I froze thinking I was imagining it. But then he said something. I couldn't hear exactly what. And the next thing I saw was a sharp slap across his face. My heart stopped. It wasn't me. She had done it. My wife, someone I had shared years of love and trust with, had just slapped the man I had believed she would never betray. But as shock settled in, I realized I didn't understand the full story. And as the night wore on, things only became more confusing and more painful. The first sign of trouble had been subtle. Missed calls I brushed off as work obligations, fleeting texts she hit too quickly, excuses that didn't quite add up. At first, I blamed myself. Maybe I was being paranoid, maybe I was imagining tension where none existed. But that night at the party changed everything. I couldn't ignore the gnawing sense that something was deeply wrong. The next morning, I tried to talk to her casually, hoping to dismiss the unease. "Hey, what happened last night?" I asked, trying to sound lighthearted. She avoided my eyes, fidgeting with her coffee mug. "It's nothing. Just a misunderstanding." He said something stupid and I lost my temper. But her words rang hollow. I noticed the slight tremor in her voice, the way her fingers traced the rim of her mug nervously. I wanted to believe her, but every instinct screamed otherwise. Over the next few weeks, I started noticing the little things. Her phone buzzed constantly, and she would step out to answer it, often returning flushed or distracted. She became protective of her messages, locking her devices, moving her laptop when I entered the room. Every excuse she gave felt rehearsed. One evening I saw it just by accident. Her phone was left unlocked on the counter, and I couldn't resist the pull of curiosity. The messages with him spilled across the screen. Late-night conversations, flirty jokes, plans that she never mentioned, laughter shared in secret. Lines like, "I wish you were here," and "I can't wait to see you again" were everywhere. My chest tightened. The betrayal hit me like a physical blow. The love I had felt, the shared dreams and quiet mornings all seemed like illusions. Every memory suddenly carried the sting of deception. I felt dizzy, nauseated, like I was standing on the edge of a cliff with no ground beneath me. I replayed every moment in my mind, the way she laughed at his jokes, the way she sometimes seemed distant even when we were together, the night she claimed to be too tired but stayed awake texting someone in secret. I questioned everything. My judgment, my worth, even my capacity to understand the woman I loved. Finally, I knew I had to confront her. One evening, I asked her to sit down. My hands shook, my throat felt tight. "I saw the messages," I said quietly. "I know what's been happening." Her face went pale. She tried to look away, then met my gaze with guilt and fear. I didn't mean for this to happen," she whispered. "It started as a joke, a little attention. And I don't know. I never wanted to hurt you." I listened as she explained, as she tried to justify, to unravel the tangled threads of emotion, loneliness, and desire that had led her astray. I heard her remorse, her fear of losing me, her acknowledgement of the pain she had caused. But remorse, however sincere, couldn't undo what had been done. It couldn't restore the trust that had been shattered. The days that followed were heavy with silence and reflection. I struggled with lingering love and searing pain. I remembered every tender moment, every promise, and wondered how those same hands could now betray me. Sleep was difficult, meals tasteless. Even the smallest noise, a notification on her phone, made my stomach twist. Then came the turning point. I realized I couldn't live constantly questioning, doubting, and hurting. I had to reclaim my dignity, my peace, and my sense of self. One quiet morning I packed a bag. She noticed immediately. "Where are you going?" she asked, panic creeping into her voice. "I need to find myself again," I said simply. "I need space to think, to heal, and to decide what I deserve." She tried to reach for me, but I walked away. No yelling, no tears, just quiet clarity. For the first time in weeks, I felt in control, no longer a victim of betrayal, but someone choosing strength over despair. The months that followed were slow, painful, but also liberating. I learned to live with the scar of betrayal without letting it define me. I discovered quiet strength in solitude, resilience in rebuilding routines, and joy in small, ordinary moments that reminded me life could be beautiful again. Looking back, I don't hate her. I don't even hate myself for loving as deeply as I did. I understand now that love can falter, that people can make mistakes, and that trust is fragile. What matters is how we respond, how we reclaim our dignity, rebuild our lives, and remember that self-respect comes before all else. The slap at the party was shocking, yes. But what happened next, the confrontation, the reflection, the decision to walk away, taught me a lesson that will stay with me forever. Sometimes survival is stronger than love, and courage lies in choosing yourself over betrayal.